Check your gear and weapons. Planes are making ready for deployment. Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy dropping into the AO. Enough practice. Time for the real thing. Battle Royale. Gas is closing on your position. Suggest you get moving. Targets are up. Get to work. Enemy UAV overhead. closing in.
I'll drive.
UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. You've got a loadout drop inbound. Enemy UAV overhead. We're in the gulag now. Fight to earn redeployment. You win this fight and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done here. Sort them out or capture the objective. you back to base. We lost that one, but we'll come back stronger next time.
Yeah, move it. Grab some target practice while you can. We're deploying soon. Dropping into the area. Enemy soldier incoming. Enough practice. Time for the real thing. Battle Royale. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone. Enemy soldier incoming. Targets are up. Get to work. Gulag. Survive and you can redeploy. Pay attention, you'll be out there soon. You can practice your aim while you wait. Taunting your enemy is an effective way to get inside their heads. So is a well-placed stone. Time for a bit of argy-bargy. Get ready to fight, you're next. Listen up, soldier. Win here and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. Sort them out or capture the objective. A little worse for wear. You're heading back to base. They hit us hard that time, but we'll settle the score. Grab some target practice while you can, we're deploying soon. Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy dropping into the AO. Playtime's over, mate. You're going to the war zone. Battle Royale. You've got gas closing in fast. Get to the safe zone. Welcome to the Gulag. If you survive, you earn your freedom. got a proper fight here. Get ready to fight. You're next. Listen up, soldier. Win here and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. Time to earn your freedom, soldier. Got roughed up in there. We're bringing you home. The enemy took that one, but we'll be back to finish the job. Get yourself sorted. We'll be deploying shortly. Enemy soldier incoming. Enough practice. Time for the real thing. Battle Royale. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone. Your primary objective is to kill them all. Enemy UAV overhead.
Gas moving in. Enemy UAV overhead. Welcome to the Gulag. If you survive, you earn your freedom. Listen up, soldier. Win here and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. You're up, soldier. Now go sort this fucker out. You're going back to the front line. You've earned it.
Moving!
Enemy UAV overhead. You've got a loadout drop inbound. We lost that one, but we'll come back stronger next time. Get yourself sorted. We'll be deploying shortly. You're done warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Battle Royale. Avoid the gas. Get to the safe zone. Enemy soldier incoming.
God damn it.
And strangle it for no apparent reason. Tell her you're sorry.
Sorry, I hurt your cat.
I was trying to be as good a parent as I knew how to be and understand what was going on in his mind.
I'm so sorry about this. I'm going to talk to him and make sure this never happens again.
Let's go. There was never any understandable explanation for anything he did. So, how do you correct the problem? It just seemed like he was not your typical little boy. I remember he was about 6 years old. One morning I get up about 6:30 and it's my routine to wake him up, get him ready for breakfast and ready for school, and I walk into his room and he's not in his room. So I start looking around and I don't see him anywhere. Aaron, where are you? I look outside the door and I see him in the backyard. And he is sitting lotus style with his legs crossed in the doorway of the doghouse. And he's just sitting there like in a trance. It's about 40 degrees outside. It's wintertime. Aaron! I don't know how long he'd been out there. So I go out and grab him and slap him a couple of times on his bare bottom and ask him again, what are you doing?
What are you doing out here? It's freezing.
Don't you know that you could hurt yourself? You could kill yourself if you get cold enough. And again, getting no answer. It happened several times over a week or so. There was a point where I was really questioning whether or not he was normal.
You've been sitting out there.
You first thought would be mentally ill, brain tumor, but he wasn't showing signs of being sick in any way. He more or less was very healthy otherwise.
Something wrong? Are you feeling okay?
I honestly wondered, and I know how crazy this sounds, but I wondered if he wasn't even demon possessed.
Why don't you go get dressed? I don't want you to be late for school, okay?
You have to wonder.
Died? Oh no. It's dead, bub. Honestly, Allie, she'll plug it up for you.
A few weeks after that incident,
Allie, will you plug the phone up for him?
6:30 in the morning, I answer the phone,
Hello?
and man says, "Do you know where your child is?" I thought, what kind of a crazy question is this?
Who is this?
I said, "Yes, I do. He's in bed asleep. It just didn't occur to me to think that he wouldn't be." Said, "Go check." I put the phone down and I walk into his bedroom and he's not in his bedroom. It's a very upsetting situation to be in. If your child is missing, I mean, what parent wouldn't be concerned, upset, wondering, have they been kidnapped? What's going on? You have no idea at that point. I honestly didn't know if I'd ever seen him again or
When it
not.
turns back on, I'll give it to you.
You have to be fighting for something.
Boxing for me was a way of making a statement.
The reason was a big thing in our life.
Fort Gables gave us the greatest period in the history of the sport.
No matter where you've come from, your race, your creed, you can become champion of the world.
For 90 years, DeVry University has remained committed to supporting our students' tech career goals. Jumpstart your future in tech with one of our stackable certificate programs, and then apply those qualifying credits to an associate or bachelor's degree at DeVry when you're ready. Enroll and gain access to personalized one-on-one support, flexible online learning tools, and career services through graduation and beyond, so you can launch your digital career with confidence. Get ready for what's next. DeVry.
Experience matters. For over 145 years, more families trust ADT for timeless protection and 24/7 peace.
God damn it, man. Like, what's the fucking problem, dude?
With the home
Oh,
that's helped
dude.
save more lives than any other provider.
What in the fuck?
ADT, America's most trusted security brand. ADT, real protection.
So with your home and auto bundle, you'll save money and get round-the-clock protection.
Sounds great.
Sure does.
Shouldn't something, wacky be happening right now?
We thought people could use a break. We've all been through a lot this year.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now's not a good time, 3/5 of it.
Are you sure? You have us booked all day? Read the room, guys. Right?
I answer the phone, and man says, "Do you know where your child is?"
Who is this?
So now, it's like panic. What's going on? Is this kidnapper calling,
Where's my son?
And he says, "Well, I'm an off-duty police officer, and your son is sitting on my front porch in his pajamas."
Okay, I'll be here. Thank you.
At least Aaron was okay at that point. So the police had a car pick him up and they brought him back.
I'm so glad you're okay.
Sir, I'm glad your son is safe. I understand I gotta file a report. It's a very serious matter.
And he says, if this happens again, your son will be taken away from you.
Child Services is gonna have to get involved.
To be threatened with that, you feel like a failure, total failure.
What's up,
as a
bud?
parent that you're such a
It's
bad
dead.
parent that they want to take your child
Allie
away
plugged
from
it up
you.
for you, didn't she?
Yes, I
She
understand.
got it plugged up.
Thank you so much.
It's
for
charging,
being
bud. Go play with go see what Stones do.
I have a very long
While it's
talk with
charging.
him. Do you understand how dangerous this is, what you're doing?
I
Huh?
understand. What were you thinking?
But
You gotta wait till it charges, bud.
That you could never get an answer. Why did you do this?
Something bad could happen to you.
What?
You understand what I'm saying?
You just, for the most part, get a blank stare. Might as well be looking at that wall there and trying to get an answer from that wall.
I just don't want you to get hurt.
What?
Okay? Why don't you go inside? I'll make us some breakfast, okay?
There was definitely a fear that, this was going to keep escalating and just not knowing what was coming next. There was never a point in school that there wasn't something occasionally happening where there's just causing a disturbance in the classroom or getting in a fight. It was just a routine. Regularly going to the school to talk to a principal about the latest thing my son had done. On one occasion, Aaron had caught a bully picking on a smaller kid, and my son stepped up and took care of the situation.
Yes, of course fights happen in school, Mr. Faust. But Aaron took this much too far.
He caught the kid after school and beat him so hard that he broke a bone in his hand, beating him to a pulp.
The student was seriously hurt.
It's taking it too far when you break a bone in your hand beating up somebody.
You understand what you did wrong, right?
He's a bully. He deserves to be hit.
You try to guide them the right way. You try to teach them right from wrong. And you tell them there's punishment if they don't do that.
If something like this happens again, there will be disciplinary action.
But in the case of Aaron, that never seemed to have any effect.
I'll make sure this doesn't happen again. We'll finish this conversation later. Right now we need to get you to the hospital and get your wrist checked out.
He had no shame about saying that he was beating up a bully. He was going to do whatever he felt he had to do at that moment, regardless of consequences, regardless of whether it was right or wrong. He was going to do it. I've tried from early on and tried to make a difference, and I couldn't. There were no practical answers to what was going on. I took him to 3 psychiatrists, and of course they'll tell you they can't diagnose you till you're about 18 because kids, they go through so many crazy things that you can contribute to just growing up.
Nothing's changed. He hasn't gotten better. I just don't know what else to do.
Out of the 3 psychiatrists we went to, just nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Mr. Faust, please be patient. This is perfectly normal behavior.
No, I really think there is something wrong with him.
They never gave me any kind of an answer.
You have nothing to worry about. I'm sure he'll grow out of this.
I don't think they had a clue what was going on any more than I did. I, had gone to so many trials with my son, so many frustrations of never having an answer as to what was going on, and the frustration of seeing things get worse and the craziness. At that point, I was somewhat desperate because if he's this bad at this age, what is it going to be like when he reaches adulthood? I was just seeing an adult that would be a very dark person, the kind of person that might murder somebody. It's not something I like to bring up, but there was the thought that maybe I'm so frustrated and just want to give up. And maybe I should just commit a murder-suicide. I mean, that's hard to say. You're talking about your child that you love. But I had a vision of things being so bad. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to be responsible for, like turning the Antichrist loose on the world or something, It was a very dark experience. After that brief thought, that was a turning point for me where I said, I'm going to have to turn this over to God. And I prayed. I said, God, I'm turning my child over to you. I just pray that you keep him safe till he comes to Christ, because I want to be able to spend eternity with him. So I turned him over to God. I didn't know anything else to do. That was like taking some medicine for me and got the dark images and thoughts out of my head. But you can't help but wonder, where's this going to end? He doesn't look like somebody who's going to be murdering somebody.
Wake up! The thrill is calling. Answer it at Six Flags. Feel the force of a coaster. Let yourself run wild. This is your time. Snag tickets as low as $29.99 at sixflags.com.
Introducing the highest camera resolution on any smartphone ever. Because Texas never settles for second best. And neither do we. Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G.
Introducing Schwab Stock Slices, an easy way to start investing. Own fractional shares of some of the top U.S. companies for as little as $5, even if their shares cost more. Schwab Stock Slices. Own your tomorrow.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not gonna leave anything on our plates. tasted this good.
When Aaron was 14, problems began to get even more serious, to the point that he was arrested for the first time for attempting to steal a car. Okay, now we're taking it to another level. This is really getting way beyond just getting in a fight at school.
Aaron, why do you keep doing these things?
He didn't have a lot of explanation for what was going on. You know, were you really trying to steal a car? You know, and I wasn't getting much of an answer. If anything, you might have been a little bit proud.
I was just trying to have a little fun.
Hey, there's other ways to have fun besides stealing a car.
Relax, Dad. You're overreacting.
90% of the children out there, they would probably feel some degree of remorse, but I couldn't see any of that.
It's really not a big deal.
What's next on the list? Is he gonna break into a jewelry store? Is he gonna rob a bank at gunpoint? Who knows?
Can we just get out of here already?
I thought he should be punished. Just send him to juvenile detention. Punish him for what he did. But the judge said, okay, we're going to give you 1 year of probation. As long as you stay out of trouble during that year, you will not have to go to juvenile detention. Behave yourself, get out of our court. Fine. And that was done. By the time he was 15, there was just always seemed like something going on, just continually. He was in an altercation at school.
You care to explain yourself?
And he had the knife on him.
Did they actually call you in because of that?
Of course they did. This is a serious matter.
And I think a security guard had seen it. And so he broke the fight up and found the knife on Aaron.
Do you know how dangerous this is?
Whatever. I wasn't gonna hurt anyone.
I don't think I had any answers as to where he got it from, you know, or what he was doing with it.
We have been over this before, Aaron.
What's the problem? It's not like it was a gun or anything.
No.
Did he care? No. At that point, I was somewhat desperate because things were sort of escalating from when he was younger.
You know what? They're always trying to bust me for something. And you're always giving me a hard time when I haven't done anything wrong. I'm so sick of this.
I couldn't trust him by himself to sit around and worry about the next, what might happen, what if this. I didn't want to spend my life playing that game. And I really didn't have anybody locally that I could count on. The only thing I could think of was to have him go live with his mother in Iowa. And she... This is a picture of Aaron when he was, I believe, 14 years old. And, you know, he looks very happy in this picture. Anybody, I think, looking at this picture would say this is just probably a wonderful child that grew up to have a wonderful life. And there's just nothing about this that says, okay, I'm a psychopath. You just don't see it. And you look at that and you wonder, how could he be like this one moment and the next moment he's like somebody completely different? It's not even the same person. But, you know, of course, knowing what I know now, it's true of most sociopaths. They say they can be very likable people, and at the same time, they're very dangerous people.
Aye.
This would be when he's 18, when he had the 2-county high-speed chase in Iowa. cop had come up behind him. He was going a little fast or something, so he decided he would simply outrun the cop. He was thrown in jail for 3 months. It was during that time that a psychiatrist had diagnosed him as an antisocial sociopath. Then once he was released, he came back to the Fort Worth area. He was open about it. He was honest about it. He didn't try to hide that from me. He said that they were trying to put him on some real bad medicine.
Aaron, what are those?
Just some pills the doctor gave me.
And of course, Aaron, he wasn't going to take the medicine unless they absolutely crammed it down his mouth. He was not going to take it.
Shouldn't you be taking these? Nah, Dad, I'm not gonna take them.
Aaron was 18 at this point. He was an adult on his own. That was his choice. So while, yes, it answered a lot of questions about why did he do this? Why did he act this way? Why was he always getting into trouble? It didn't change the fact that he was going to probably continue to have problems and get in trouble. But to this point, a lot of what he did mainly just hurt him. And so I wasn't dwelling on the idea that, okay, he's going to probably kill somebody soon. Aaron had reached the point where he had a stable job, he had his own apartment, he had a girlfriend, and it seemed like things were finally becoming stable and like he had suddenly turned the corner and now he's acting like an adult, a responsible adult, and going to do something with his life. It seemed like things were on the right path finally. But there was that dark side. There was always the dark side. Aaron called me and he was having an argument with his girlfriend. When I got over to Aaron's apartment, he was so worked up and he had a shotgun in one hand, holding the shotgun, waving it.
TXU Energy Season Pass saves you 50% all summer and winter. And with year-round price protection, that's real peace of mind.
Wait, save 50% on streaming?
Yep,
So it's like I'm only doing it half as much.
that's one way to look at it.
That's all I needed to know. Hey, I see you streaming. Maybe you should check out Season Pass too.
TXU Energy, easy to choose, easy to use.
Step up, prep up to help keep you free from the risk of HIV. Descovy for PrEP, a once-daily prescription medicine that helps lower the chances of getting HIV through sex. It's not for everyone. Descovy for PrEP has not been studied in people assigned female at birth. Talk to your doctor to find out if it's right for you. Descovy is another way to PrEP. Descovy does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections, so it's important to use safer sex practices and get tested regularly. You must be HIV negative to take Descovy for PrEP, so you need to get tested for HIV immediately before and at least every 3 months while taking it. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. They may check to confirm you are still HIV negative. Serious side effects can occur, including kidney problems and kidney failure. Rare life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. The most common side effect was diarrhea. Tell your doctor about all the medicines and supplements you take, or if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis. If you have hepatitis B, do not stop taking Descovy without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about your risk of HIV, and Descovy for PrEP is right for you. Get help paying for Descovy for PrEP. Learn more at stepupprepup.com.
Your slow internet made you miss another monster jam. You're not a bad fan. You just need better internet.
What makes low-key kick? Independence. Authority. Hey. Like.
having an argument with his girlfriend, and he had a shotgun in one hand, holding the shotgun, waving it. It was just crazy the way she was yelling and carrying on, and why don't you go ahead and shoot me?
Take your shotgun and shoot me.
Shut up! Just aggravating him to the point, he was getting really riled up.
What do you think you're gonna do? You think you're gonna shoot me?
Starting to lose control. But he's doing everything in his power to resist doing anything to her. He doesn't want to harm her. He cared about her.
You are such a coward. You won't even hear this.
And she is continuing to shout things at him. I was concerned that if I didn't calm the situation down, it's not going to end well.
Come on, shoot me already, damn it!
Stop it! Aaron.
I finally talked him down some, got him to put the gun down.
Just give me the gun, okay? It's fine.
I just told him he needed to leave and go to a friend's house and spend the night, just get out of that situation, and finally talked him into leaving in the car and going elsewhere. And so things, worked out, luckily. I don't know what would have happened had I not gotten over there. I didn't like that, it was crazy. He would sometimes, come by and we'd have little conversations. And on one particular occasion, he was with another guy. They almost looked like twins, both had leather vests on. They looked like they both belonged to a biker gang.
Well, yeah, we gotta get going, right? But thanks for the drinks.
This so soon? Where are you guys going?
I asked him what they were doing.
We gotta get to work. Oh, yeah? What do you boys do?
He didn't go into a lot of detail, but he had explained that he was making extra money, doing some collection work for people. He was very casual about it.
Hey, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
And of course, I didn't know at that time what was going on.
Stay safe, okay?
But most of the people my son came in contact with were just drug dealers. When they had anybody that owed money and that wasn't paying it, then they would call up Aaron to go by and see this person. And, it's one of those things where, if you didn't pay the bill, you might have a broken bone. Of course, I know this now. I didn't know that then. I knew, I think, just enough to, suspect things. And I don't have, anywhere near the control over him that I had when he was younger and he lived under my roof. On one occasion, he had been in a bar and a guy was harassing a lady, beat him up, and he was thrown in jail for 2 days to see if the guy would press charges. I had made the comment about, if you don't stop the bar fights, you'll get killed. He said, Dad, I can't be killed.
You don't get it, Dad.
I'm invincible.
I said, what do you mean? And he would tell me a story.
All right. Other day I'm in a bar, right?
He says, well, I was collecting some money and the guy pulled out some kind of automatic weapon like an Uzi. And he said he just started firing back and forth like this, just going back and forth.
He just started spraying. Bullets are flying everywhere. People are ducking left and right.
And my son wasn't shot. He wasn't scratched. Not anything. Like he was like one of these superheroes, like a Superman or somebody. that's where the story ended.
I just can't get hurt.
It was like a lot of law enforcement. I didn't know dates, locations, names. I just prayed that God keep him alive till he came to Christ. There were a lot of times where I just said, God's in charge. That was the one thing that over and over again kept me sane. I asked him, had there been others? And he said yes.
I want to get this done. And pretty much at that point, I had already made up my mind to more or less kill it.
Girl, you know it's been way too long. I got to get back in my zone. Hey. Hey. All right. Come on. 3, 2, 1. You know it's feeling too good to be cooped up. Hey ladies, how we look good? We came to have a good time, baby. Feeling too good to be cooped up. Me and all of my girls, we gon' tear it up.
Think about what you could think about when you're not thinking about weeds.
Aliens are real, all right. There's just too much evidence. But ghosts, not so much. I mean, where's the proof? Show me the data. Ooh, iced tea.
Kill weeds, not the lawn, with Roundup for Lawns products.
Well, what brings you to maps? Like, what is
Exploration, connection.
Well, I like, a strong, independent woman.
Well, I like to draw. I like to illustrate. I paint.
When I'm the most relaxed, I'd say I'm probably at the beach. I'm a Black Mermaid. So, I want to be surprised. First year together.
Sure, yeah. Day number 2 is like a big deal. There's usually like a guitar involved.
Ready to start something great? Try Match.
The Real, authenticated luxury resale. Shop, sell, dream. Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Gucci, Prada, Celine, Rolex, Cartier, Tiffany, and more. Shop with us. Up to 90% off retail. Sell with us. Earn up to 3 times more. Dream with us. Get $25 off your first purchase.
It was May 20th, 1997, my 48th birthday, and I got a call from my ex-wife.
Hello?
And she said that the police had been looking for Aaron.
What happened?
And that they had arrested him. And that was about the extent of what she could tell me. It was the next day that he actually called me from jail to tell me him and his friend had been arrested for murder. The victim, his name was David Ward.
Co-workers and police found Ward's body inside his master bedroom.
The 43-year-old hospital administrator was bound, hands and feet, with what appeared to be stereo speaker wire.
I'd spent my whole life wondering what's going to happen next. Am I going to get a call from the police? Is he going to be arrested again? You know, it was like the ultimate culmination of all these things that from early on had just been building and building and building like a volcano getting ready to blow up.
Police say David Ward had socialized with 25-year-old Aaron Faust in nightclubs. According to police, Faust and 21-year-old Jamal Brown had been chatting with Ward Sunday night when they demanded money and then overpowered him.
I had hoped that while he still might get in trouble for various stupid things he did, that it wouldn't get to that extreme.
They allegedly took Ward's car and used his credit cards in Irving and at a restaurant in South Arlington, where an alert employee tipped police. Police say each man was arrested in his part in the murder.
It was just very upsetting to think your only son now would be on trial for murder.
Why did you decide to kill Mr. Ward, Mr. House? There's the key reasons, but the basic reasons, because I wanted to. Why did you want to kill him? He did owe me a debt, money. I didn't like his attitude in general.
I never seen the video, but I basically knew that. He didn't try to cover it up. He didn't try to say I'm innocent. He was pretty straightforward about what happened.
He had a stuck-up, snobby attitude. And I was just, at that point, I just didn't care. It was something to do.
We're talking about a sociopath, and if you look up the definition of a sociopath, I think one thing it'll say is remorseless.
I grabbed David Ward in the chokehold and, choked him. And, why'd you choke him? Killed him.
This is a picture taken in prison while he's on death row. He spent less than a year on death row.
Mr. Faust, you're going to be executed a week from today, is that correct? Yes. How do you feel about that? Fine. Feel good about it. Have you made peace with yourself? Yes.
I got to see him the day before the execution. He was now a born-again Christian. I spent several hours talking with him. I wanted to know the whole story. This is the final day. I'm never going to talk to you again until we meet again. And I wanted to know the full story. I asked him, had there been others? And he said yes.
How many?
Look, Dad, I don't know. Not exactly. He was talking about the only people he was harming were drug dealers. And he said, I don't know how many I killed. I said, I have no idea. I don't know if they lived or died. I didn't care.
They got what was coming.
It's a pretty heavy thing to have to hear your son describe. Who knows, he might have killed 20 people, but we don't even know. I don't really know how to describe it. It was very heavy, dark thing to have to hear your son last day you're with him. This is a poem that was Aaron sent to me in a letter. It was the Father's Day, June 1997. I don't know if I can get through this. It's Father's Day, and your only son is locked away. Won't be home till he's old and gray. All my life I've never been able to keep a friend, but Dad, you've been true blue. can learn from our mistakes. We can learn from our mistakes, and we can use those same things to help other people if we're willing.
Thank you for watching Investigation Discovery on Demand. You're watching Investigation Discovery on Demand.
In the beginning, I did think this was going to destroy me. Why me? What have I done? I've been a good person. I followed the rules. When you're growing up and you're taught to fear this stranger or this monster looking, scary looking person, I learned, no, that's not how it is. You actually need to fear the good looking person, the person that you feel like you can trust the most.
The first time, the back door was wide open. I just walked right in the house.
I would have never thought this was going on.
Help me understand. What does it do for you?
It gives me hope.
I always thought that, if you lived with somebody who was doing things like that, you would know. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of these little signs, but you can't judge me because you don't know. You didn't walk in my shoes. You didn't see the things I did. You didn't feel the things I felt.
I think Joy is a different person, but I think I enriched her life in some way. It wasn't all bad.
You didn't know how good he was at wearing that mask. The night that I met Howard, I had made plans with 2 friends to go out.
Night out. Night out.
I was 27 years old. I was recently divorced. I had 2 very young children. I didn't feel like I had any room in my life to be with anybody. I did notice Howard.
I think that guy's smiling at me.
He was a very good-looking man, very striking. Came up to us and, bought us a round of drinks.
I was wondering if I could buy you all a round of drinks. If that's okay with you?
Sure. That sounds great.
He was newly divorced. He had kids. There was, that connection there that we had.
Yeah, you don't get to do this kind of stuff too often as a parent.
No, it's a totally different world.
Yes, and I feel like I don't even know how to get back into this.
He did try to kiss me right off the bat, and, I turned my head.
Sorry.
Figured he was looking for a hookup that night, and I wasn't gonna go there.
Hey, Joy, I think we're gonna head out. Okay, I'll be right there.
I didn't even give him my phone number or get his phone number. His kids were in Colorado, so he planned on moving up there.
It was really nice meeting you, Howard.
Nice talking to you too, Joy.
I figured, I would never hear from him again. And we left. After me and my friends left the bar, we stopped at a gas station. when we were walking out of the gas station, Howard and his friend were there.
Isn't that the guy from the bar?
My friend was like, oh my God, there he is. He kept like smiling at me. You know, I just thought it was kind of a chance meeting that we both happened to end up at the same gas station.
I know you.
Yeah, you look familiar.
And he asked me for my phone number.
I was kind of wishing I'd got your number back at the bar. I hate to pass up the second chance.
I don't know. I was just like, wow, this is a nice guy, and I was enjoying it. And I did give him my phone number. I did not think of the risk I was taking.
Call me.
I will.
Looking back, I think Howard had planned to follow me. I've always wondered if I was a target right off the bat. Howard was very romantic. I was always getting deliveries of flowers. He would leave notes like, miss you. I was flattered and, you know, was like, oh my God, this guy is great. But after, you know, a period of time of us being together, he was always had closing his eyes when we were intimate.
Hey, Howard. Can I ask you something?
Yeah, what's the matter?
I actually finally said something and asked him what he was thinking about.
When you close your eyes, what are you thinking about?
And you know what he told me? You don't want to know.
It's probably better if I don't tell you.
At the time, I took it as, okay, he's imagining other women. That made me very insecure. But I'm not really a person who likes to fight. I was always really passive and just let things go.
You go up in the shower, okay?
When I think about that now, I mean, it makes me sick because now I know that he was imagining other women, but like in a horrible scenario. Still kind of like unbelievable to me that that's what it was. At the time, Howard was working in sales and he was on the road probably 80 to 90% of the time. We were seeing each other every other weekend. And one weekend when he was in town, I think he had a business dinner and he had left, and he had actually left his laptop up. I went to it to shut it down and found printouts of my cell phone records. Was he stalking me? I questioned him about it when he got home. Why do you have these?
Howard, what's this?
I was gonna tell you. I wanted it to be a surprise.
He had told me he knew that, you know, I was struggling, you know, being a single mother. He would pay some of my bills without me even knowing.
What else are you doing that I don't know about?
I'm just trying to do something nice for you. What's your problem?
I'm very independent, so I didn't want to depend on a man, period. I don't need someone to come in and rescue me.
This is an invasion of my privacy.
We had it out. Got into a huge fight over it. It was creepy knowing that he was going to that extent to keep tabs on me. So I decided I was going to go ahead and end the relationship at that point.
Get your stuff and get out now.
And I did end it.
Okay, forget it.
And I think it was about 2 or 3 days later, he showed up at my work.
Joy.
And he proceeds to get down on one knee and propose.
Marry me.
And the whole time in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, get up, don't do this, don't do this.
You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I don't want to lose you. I love you.
Then he does this whole beautiful speech that any girl would be wanting to hear.
Howard, what are you doing?
I didn't say no right off the bat, but I was like, I need to think about this. I couldn't go from just ending our relationship a couple days before to all of a sudden being engaged, and I wasn't quite over the fact that he spied on me.
Howard, get up.
Listen. I've thought a lot about this. I want to take care of you. I want to take care of your kids.
But Howard was really a master at knowing the right things to get me to fall for him.
I want us to be a family.
Telling me how he wanted to take care of me and my kids and give me the life that he said I deserved. He was a good father, and I wanted that for my kids, and that completely changed my mind. This picture was taken the day of our wedding. You know, it was like a fairy tale. I was hopeful that, you know, we would have a happy life. But almost instantly, right after the wedding, I had that, like, a nagging feeling like, I think I just screwed up. How his mind worked. He had to conquer me. I think probably from the moment I met him, it was already too late for me.
Needles, essential for sewing, but maybe not for people with certain inflammatory conditions, because there are options, like an injection, Xeljanz. The first and only pill of its kind that treats moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, or moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, when other medicines have not helped enough. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, or are prone to infections. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers, including lymphoma, and blood clots have happened. Taking a higher than recommended dose of Xeljanz for RA may increase risk of death. Tears in the stomach or intestines and serious allergic reactions have happened. Needles. Fine for some, but for you, there's a pill that may provide symptom relief. Ask your doctor about the pill first prescribed for RA more than 7 years ago. Xeljanz, an injection.
The new chicken. Ignore the reviews and pay no attention to how perfectly hand-breaded and crispy and juicy it is. And don't forget, it's still the home of the Whopper. Get a free one with your purchase of our new chicken in the BK app today.
Meet Simply Almond. All natural, all simple ingredients, all the way to the top. Whoa, careful with all that deliciousness. Simply Almond. Honestly simple.
Make the cold brew you love at home with Starbucks cold brew concentrates. Just mix with water and ice for a taste that's smooth, delicious, and perfectly yours. Discover Starbucks cold brew concentrates.
At Domino's, we're constantly innovating to find better ways to deliver, which is why we're testing driverless delivery powered by Neuro, and it's gotten someone back to their old habits. Avoid the Noid when you get any 2 or more medium 2-topping Domino's pizzas delivered for just $5.99 each.
There are 2 ways to sell your house. The easiest way is selling it to Open Door. The other way is selling it yourself. You're going to have to paint over that.
Oh, wow, that's,
And have a lot of visitors in your home.
Is it taupe or beige?
I don't know exactly. Let's not talk about that way. Let's talk about the Open Door way. All you have to do is go to opendoor.com. Tell us a little bit about your house, and you'll get a few steps. So, what do you think? Well, I'm sold.
We're sold.
Get your at opendoor.com.
Hi, are you a human person with skin? Then we'd like to talk to you about Olay.com. Olay.com lets you personalize your skincare routine with hundreds of products with the best ingredients, niacinamide and retinol. Wow, you know this one. I got a customized skincare routine for less than $100, plus free shipping and a money-back guarantee. I'm so jealous of your skin. I'm so jealous of your skin. Summon it. No.
When'd you marry Joe? 2003. That's when I really started living the double life.
And how long were you married to her?
Till I got real tight. I'm in love with it. I still am.
After we got married, we still lived apart for the first year. He was working in Fort Collins, which was about 4 hours away. One night I had gone out with my friends and ended up staying at one of the places. It was the next day that he came back.
God, Howard, I wasn't expecting you. I thought you weren't coming home until tonight.
He was like, well, where did you stay? I know you didn't come home.
Where were you last night?
I'd asked him, I'm like, well, how do you know I didn't come home? He admitted it right away. I put a piece of tape on your garage door. Had you come home, that tape would have been broken or gone, and when I went by this morning, it was still intact.
You put tape on my garage door? Who does that? What is with you? This is the phone bills all over again. That is so weird.
Oh my God, he won't even let me have like a girls' night out. That left me this very uneasy feeling that he would go to the extent to, check up on me.
I'm sorry.
But he also was very, very charming.
I don't know what I was thinking. I'll do better.
He had charisma. There was just something about him that, everybody right off the bat likes.
You need to trust me.
I know. No, I'm sorry.
I'm not really a person who likes to fight, so a lot of times I do just let things go. I'm super close with my kids. My focus and attention was on them, and I don't think he liked that. There was one incident where I walked in and I saw my youngest son, and Howard was getting ready to spank him.
What were you thinking?
Hey, what's going on here?
I didn't even spank my kids, so I was not going to let him do it.
Learn a lesson.
I had swung at him. He proceeded to grab my wrist, twist my arm. The next thing I knew, I was on the bed being choked. I was not able to get him to stop. I remember hearing his daughter screaming, "Dad, stop." Hearing his daughter is what stopped him. After I get up, he's apologizing to me, trying to play it off. I wasn't really choking you. It's just how I was trying to hold you down, trying to hit me.
Jordan, I don't know what got into me. I just got overwhelmed.
I always said I wasn't going to be that woman. I would let a man put his hands on her and stay.
Jordan, I'm sorry, please.
But I wasn't able to leave him. Nobody in my family was divorced. I was the only one. If I left him, I'd be twice the failure. That was like the main reason why I stayed. I didn't want to disappoint my parents again.
Oh God, please forgive me.
One night we were at the bar having drinks, and there were some young girls there that were wearing tight and short skirts and, cleavage shirts. And, he started talking about women being slutty.
Look at these girls. Why would they go out dressed like that? We're having common decency.
He had made a comment about, like, college girls. They sleep with anything.
What are you talking about?
Slutty outfits.
It was actually kind of really angry, and, like, you could feel his hatred towards women.
dresses like that is just asking for trouble.
I was completely, taken back by his comments. I remember thinking, like, oh my God, who is this man? How could he be so different from the one I knew when we were dating?
How could you say something like that? You have a daughter. Just because they're dressed that way doesn't mean they're trying to seduce someone. Can we just get back to our night?
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're right.
After I would call him out on anything, it was always, he would go back to the nice guy and, be that charming man that I fell for. Looking back on it now and knowing what I know, that's what he liked. That's what turned him on. He was setting up a sick scenario in his mind. I came across a knife, gloves, and a ski mask. And it was like a panic, like, oh my God.
You could take your ulcerative colitis treatment in a different direction. Talk to your doctor about Xeljanz, a pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis when a certain medicine did not help enough. Xeljanz is the first and only FDA-approved pill for severe UC. It can reduce symptoms as early as 2 weeks, improve the appearance of the intestinal lining, and provide lasting steroid-free remission. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, or are prone to infections. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers, including lymphoma, and blood clots have happened. Taking a higher than recommended dose of Xeljanz for RA may increase risk of death. Tears in the stomach or intestines and serious allergic reactions have happened. You could take your UC treatment in a different direction. Ask your gastroenterologist about Xeljanz.
Nobody builds 5G like Verizon builds 5G. Because we're the engineers who built the most reliable network in America. Thousands of smarter towers with the 5G coverage you need. Broader spectrum for faster 5G speeds. And next generation servers with superior network reliability. Because the more you do with 5G, the more your network matters. It's us pushing us. It's Verizon versus Verizon. And who wins? You.
Tracking you, you're safe.
Pellets. 100% pure hardwood. 100%. Dang. That's good. Introducing Kingsford 100% pure hickory wood pellets.
We're for those who love to discover, who know an open mind is the only kind, who don't need to travel to find something new, who know where to escape, even just for a moment, who don't need a fortune to find a gem, and who know when you spend less, you can discover even more, and never ever stop discovering. Spend less, discover more, at TJ Maxx and Marshalls.
We finally found our dream home in the mountains.
It is bear country, though.
Hey, boo-boo, we hit the jackpot. Bear, look, put on a cow.
Ooh, chicken. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Captain Morgan sliced apple, lemon. Wanted to introduce you guys. We already met.
Oh yeah, it was delicious.
So you guys are like a thing?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, no.
No.
Are we fighting? Oh my God, this is our first fight. Wow.
I tried to quit and felt guilty and would go and not do it, and then.
But you always returned.
Yeah, I fought it every day, and every time I said, I'm not going to do it again. And it would creep, and I would backslide.
The whole time I was with Howard from the very beginning, he was always traveling through all over the United States, one time. I think he was out of town for a week. I was going to be having to have a surgery, so I wanted to know what the health insurance policy was on pre-existing conditions. So I went through a box that he had in our closet so I could, find out what was covered and what wasn't. In this box, I actually found a list of girls' names with their addresses and their phone numbers on it. As I'm going down the list and reading the names, I'm noticing that these women lived in the same cities that Howard was traveling to.
Love you too, man. What you up to? You want some water?
I'm realizing that all these girls are in college because he has their addresses.
You want you to take this one to your room?
Campus
So you
or
can have some.
dorms.
Alright? Don't spill it though,
My
okay?
first reaction to it was being suspicious. What's going on here? What is he up to? I mean, I thought right away that, he was cheating on me and he had all these girls in different towns he was traveling to. I was devastated that I confronted him on it.
What is this? What am I looking
I don't know, you tell me.
So you're just gonna go through my stuff? You're just going through my...
He was very angry because I was going through his belongings. He didn't like that at all.
It's not okay if I go through your stuff, but you can go through
This
mine?
isn't anywhere near the same thing. What is that?
What is this?
Yeah,
It's
what
a
is
list
that?
of names.
And then when I, proceeded to push the issue a little bit more, he played it off as it was an old list of his old girlfriends from years and years ago.
Relax, take a deep breath.
I don't need to take a deep breath. I want to know who these women are.
There's nobody. It's nobody.
Howard was like a master manipulator. He knew exactly what to say and when to say it, and how to make things look believable.
Are you cheating on me?
No, Joy, I'm not cheating on you. I would never cheat on you. You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Why would I jeopardize that?
And I guess part of me didn't want to believe that, he could be, cheating on me.
You mean nothing to me. Look, this is all in the past. You're the only one that I love, okay?
I just kind of pushed it aside and forgot about it. Tried to forget about it. This picture is actually a picture from my birthday. He liked to take me out to go drinking. I got to the point to where I was dreading the nights that we would go out. I was dreading it because I knew he didn't take no for an answer, so it was like, come on, do a shot, come on, do a shot. Over time, I started to realize that I was starting to black out. I would wake up the next day and it would be a fog. Headache, not feeling good, and not really having a memory after like a certain point during the night. I would wake up and be like, oh my God, how did we even get home last night? But I wasn't drinking more than at any other time, so it was something very unusual to me. And then I started paying attention. I was blacking out when I was with him, and it wasn't happening when I was out with my friends.
I brought this for you.
Eventually, I did talk to Howard, about it. He always turned it around. It's your metabolism. You're not eating enough before we go out.
Told you should have had something in your stomach. You're not 20 anymore.
He always had an answer. I made light of it at first. I even mentioned it to one of my friends, and we laughed and joked about it. And she casually said, "Oh, he's probably drugging you."
I'll make you some breakfast.
But it did kind of stick in the back of my mind. It just always bothered me that I was blacking out. I didn't have any more cigarettes. He had kept cigarettes underneath the seat of his car. So I went into his car and went, looking underneath the seat. I came across a pocket knife, gloves, and a ski mask. My blood ran cold. Every hair on my body was standing up. That is an image I don't think I'll ever be able to put out of my mind. Just knew that something was completely wrong. Just wasn't right. I had a very uneasy feeling about it. I think I waited about a day or two before I had asked Howard, hey, you know what, I found these items in the car. Well, what the hell are you doing with them?
Hey, Howard. I was going through the car the other day and I found a pocket knife.
Pocket knife. That's probably one of the kids from the last scout meeting.
We had 3 young boys in Cub Scouts, so we had pocket knives and knives all over our house. It must have, you know, probably fell out of their pocket or they had it in the car.
Okay. What about this?
And he said, you know, I wear the gloves and I don't wear the ski mask as a ski mask. I just wear it as a hat.
See, look. Just wear a hat. If you don't like it, you can get rid of it. And get a new one.
Okay.
I guess it was, I don't know, easy to believe. Like always, he was very convincing. But I never got rid of that feeling that something was not right. I saw maybe 30 seconds a minute of what was going on in that tape. Had I watched more, would he have let me go? Would I be here today?
The moments that move you. Don't let psoriatic arthritis take them away. Taltz reduces joint pain and stiffness. And for those with plaque psoriasis, Taltz can help achieve clearer skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
To unlock the world's greatest potential, we have to look. We need to look beyond what we recognize, beyond what's familiar. We have to look where we haven't looked before. We need empathy, because improving your world starts with improving someone else's. To hire, promote, fund tomorrow's potential. That's when change will happen.
Introducing Incognito. Tastes like meat made from plants. It's hard to believe, but these tenders aren't chicken. Are you? Incognito. What? Afraid you might like it?
Meat simply almond. All natural. All simple ingredients. All the way to the top. Whoa, careful with all that deliciousness. Simply almond. Honestly simple.
All the serums out there, this is #1 in America. This is serious. Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Serum from L'Oreal. With our highest concentration of hyaluronic acid in a serum, it seriously hydrates to visibly replump skin in 1 week and reduces wrinkles for younger looking skin. Powerful results validated by dermatologists and effective for all skin tones. Bounce back. Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Serum from L'Oreal Paris.
We're worth it.
Starbucks Triple Shot Energy.
At Domino's, we're constantly innovating to find better ways to deliver you pizza, which is why we're testing driverless delivery powered by Neuro, and it's got someone back to their old habits. Avoid the noise when you get any 2 or more medium 2-topping Domino's pizzas delivered for just $5.99 each.
concerned about getting caught and the ramifications.
I'm not a get caught guy.
So, help me understand this. You go through the extra trouble of bringing a video camera and everything else when you do this because obviously you have a desire to capture this on film.
Right.
When we were living in Colorado, my kids were in a play, and my parents weren't able to come out and see them. Howard had filmed it, so a couple days before we were going to be headed to Albuquerque, I started going through videotapes because he had nothing marked on what the tapes were. As I was popping in these trying to find one of my kids, I came across a videotape of me. I don't even know if I can describe it. In this videotape, I am unconscious, and he is raping me. I wasn't moving, I wasn't, making a sound, I was just laying there. I think he was taking pleasure in the fact that I was unconscious and that he was having his way with me. It's head spinning, it's like your body feels hot and cold at the same time. I couldn't watch anymore, so I had just turned it off, and I think I sat on the floor trying to make sense of what I just saw. I probably blacked out hundreds of times during the whole time I was with him. I saw maybe 30 seconds, a minute of what was going on in that tape, and it always haunts me. What did he do to me all those other nights that I don't remember? A few minutes after I watched the videotape, Howard actually called. I didn't even say hi to him, I just said I saw your sick tape.
How could you do that?
And he asked me what tape, and I told him, you know which tape. And the first thing he said to me was, did it turn you on to watch you being raped?
Why would you ask me that?
I didn't understand it. It's like, why would you do something like that to someone that you loved? When he realizes how upset I am, he acted like it was no big deal, and he changed his tune. I'm sorry, I was just drunk, things just got a little out of control. He completely downplayed what he had done. But at that point, there was no convincing me, like he had, so many times before. Seeing that tape completely changed my whole entire life. There's, no going back. There was no staying. It was over in my eyes. He was very apologetic, but he did seem, like a little bit, I don't know, on edge, nervous. He had said he wanted to talk somewhere quietly. So we actually started just kind of like driving around. And I saw that we were getting further and further off the road. And then finally he was like, you know what, let's just park somewhere. I remember feeling that panic. I knew what Howard was capable of by what he did to me in that video.
What are we doing? Where are we?
I just want to talk about what happened.
But I did know how much more he could be capable of. He was asking me questions like how much did I watch of it? Of course he kept apologizing about it. He was trying to do it, kind of slyly, like so it wouldn't raise my alarm.
Could you do something like that?
I don't know what I was thinking.
But looking back on it now and knowing what I know, he was taking me to find out what I knew. If there was videos of him raping other women.
How much did you actually see?
It still sends chills up my spine because it's like, had I watched more and had I knew more, I might have never come back from that car ride.
I turned it off. I didn't want to see that, and I never want to see anything like that ever again.
I'll get rid of it. I promise nothing like this will ever happen again.
I did make it a point for him to know that is all I saw was, you know, what he was doing to me.
Let's go home, all right? Let's just forget this whole thing ever happened.
Yeah, okay.
That was the key to my safety. In his mind, it was over. I left him and moved back to Albuquerque. And even though we weren't legally divorced, it was still over in my eyes. It was in October of 2009. I like to do the puzzles in the newspaper. And I was, you know, working on them, and I came across an article on one of them, and I never read the paper, I just did the puzzles. And I don't know, something about this one just caught my eye. It's cops back on the trail of the Ether Man, and I decided to read it. I learned about this rapist that the cops had been looking for 20 years. They called him the Ether Man rapist because he was knocking his victims out with some kind of chemical. At the time, they assumed it was ether. I thought about the tape right away and what he had done with me. My blood is running cold and my hair is standing up on my body, and it was kind of like a panic, like, oh my God, this is him, this could be him. This is why he had this list of girls. It wasn't girls that he had affairs with. These were potential victims. It goes back to the ski mask, the gloves, the knife, okay? He needed these items to commit his crimes. But in the article, they also had a composite sketch. This was a clean-shaven guy with kind of flat-top hairstyle. It didn't look like him. So I actually went to the extent to where I drew the mustache on him. And to me, it still didn't look like him. Seeing this picture really, you know, made me torn. Maybe it's not him, and I'm just overthinking. Just because somebody's done something to you doesn't mean he's out there doing it to other people. But I still had that nagging feeling, that voice, that my body and my soul was telling me it's him. I felt like I needed more proof. I needed certainty. So, you know, I devised a plan to try to get that proof that I needed. I had called my ex-husband and I had told him, you need to promise me that if anything happens to me, that you will take care of our kids, because he knows that I suspect him.
Lazy Boy has designs that fit all kinds of styles and spaces, like this storage ottoman, perfect to fill with... And this accent chair adds a little something special to the room. Or this beautiful sofa that's perfect for some peace and quiet. I'm gonna need to have a talk with my kids.
Find the comfort you need and the style you love. Lazy Boy. Live life comfortably.
I go trip as coffee. No. I treat with coffee in the street. Flies everywhere. No. I was walking down the street when I tripped and sent coffee flying everywhere. Inside the set. Yeah.
Download the
Rosetta Stone app today. Be yourself in any language. Rosetta Stone.
There's a 72% chance that you're overpaying for car insurance. But shopping for car insurance is a hassle and can take hours to find the best deal. That's why we created Gabby. Gabby is a free tool that does all the shopping for you. Gabby analyzes your existing policy and finds you the best rate for the same coverage. Within minutes, Gabby finds you quotes that would have taken hours to get on your own. And it works. Gabby saves customers more than $800 per year on average. Go to Gabby.com and stop overpaying for home and auto insurance.
To show up the show-off, do you need power or this optimum power? Because Duracell Optimum makes this RC truck even faster than Copper Top.
No! We have a winner!
I can. We will. Ideur l'entends, the new fragrance, Lancôme.
How is your...
We have to get a new car.
Not with our credit.
Credit Karma can show us how to improve it for free.
From free credit scores to auto loans and everything in between. Credit Karma. Download the app today.
Love you. What'd you call me?
Give Dad the gift of Lowe's, where he can test things and press things. Swing, feel, turn, pick, and flip things. Like only dads do. This Father's Day, let Dad loose at Lowe's.
You've got these young women, they're everywhere living alone. These girls will lock their car and leave their home open. The victims are so ignorant, and I don't mean stupid, I mean ignorant of their own safety. Because everything that I did can be prevented, 100%. And there's such simple things that women can do in general. Putting a damn lock on your bedroom door and lock your door. Just numerous simple things to prevent predators. Shame on these dads who send their daughters out and don't educate them and don't teach them things. Shame on these parents.
Even though we were separated, we also, had a business that we had just started and that we were running together. He would have to come in town for, business. I felt like I had to put a plan in motion to try to get that proof. I sent my kids away for the weekend with my sister. I actually went out and found another newspaper with that article because I had obviously drew on the first one. I set the paper out, open to the article.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
It's okay. When he came into the house, I sat there, was trying to read his face and his mannerisms to see if, he tensed up.
Did you hear about this? A rapist on the loose? It's horrible.
He read the article and I, made the casual comment like, God, I didn't even know we had a serial rapist that they had been looking for. He just kind of blew it off like it was nothing. It was just like, yeah, there's some sick people in this world.
Joy, you should be really careful out there.
It didn't quite go the way that I thought it was gonna go. I didn't get the proof that I wanted. That Sunday when he left, I had this whole sick feeling when it came to him. I knew at that point, after when he left, that I needed to make it clear to him that I wanted us to file for a divorce. I didn't care about our business. I just wanted completely out. I think it was the next day, I got contacted by the Pueblo Police Department. They just asked if they can come down and talk to me about Howard. There was 3 detectives, and they all came in and questioned me.
Have you seen any evidence of his building anything unusual?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Did I know if he knew how to make a bomb, or had I ever seen him make a bomb before?
Have you ever seen any strange materials around the house?
What are you talking about, a bomb? No, I don't think he knows how to make a bomb. And it was at that point that I learned he tried to murder a cop.
Oh my God.
This was just so surreal for me. The story was he got arrested for being a peeping Tom. This cop was due to testify against him in the peeping Tom case to stop him from being able to testify against him. He tried to blow up a cop's house with his wife and his young son. And one of the police officers stated, this just doesn't make sense. This was a misdemeanor case. For him to go to the extent he did and risk all this time in jail, it just doesn't fit. And it was at that point I had told him, it's because I think he's this serial rapist.
I think I know why he's done this.
I went up the timelines when he lived in Albuquerque, when these rapes were occurring.
He's lived in every one of those towns. It can't just be coincidence.
I talked about what I found on the video and what he was doing to me. The cops were blown away.
We will take care of this for you.
They were able to get a warrant to get a sample of his DNA. His DNA matched the DNA picked up from, his victims. Howard was the Ether Man rapist.
I saw a thing on TV where this doctor was assaulting patients that were under anesthesia. I remember just thinking that, that was so simple, so easy. Started knocking them out with the chloroform. Okay. And that took the trauma away. They don't know that. They think they don't know. It was way less traumatic.
I mean, that's pretty sick. I always say he was the devil in disguise. To me, this just proves, yes, he is the devil.
I went in and the girl was sleeping and I put it over her face and I held her down into the pillow and she struggled a little bit and then boom.
And then what?
I pulled her pants off and raped her.
I mean, again, it's hard to listen to that you are listening to pure evil.
I've had a lot of guilt over the years of this is someone's daughter. I don't know if I had much remorse, but guilt.
I think you're going to try to be one of the most prolific serial rapists in the history of the United States.
Oh, please.
This picture was taken on one of our many outings with the kids. He was so good at wearing that mask he wore. No one would have suspected a family man with kids and a wife. Why would you think that type of person is a serial rapist? Now when I look at it, I just see right through him. This picture actually turns my stomach. But I got my justice. I can sleep at night knowing he's in prison. He's not going to hurt another person. When this first happened, I had a hard time with God. Why me? What have I done? I've been a good person. I followed the rules. And then I finally realized, you know what? I know why God brought me to it. Because he knew I was strong enough to put an end to him, to stop him. God used me to save other women, to stop him from hurting them. If we hadn't crossed paths, he might very well still be out there doing it to this day. So I can't regret meeting him.
Thank you for watching Investigation Discovery on Demand. You're watching Investigation Discovery on Demand. You're watching Investigation Discovery on Demand.
When I was in high school, my life centered around basketball. I woke up thinking basketball, went to sleep thinking basketball. I was being courted by several colleges. I had several scholarships lined up. The future was looking real good. And when my brother got arrested, it destroyed my dreams. It was like a thunderstorm, a cloud just came right over my head. Everybody know who the first person in the world is. If I say who's the first person to go to the moon, you'll say Neil Armstrong. Who knows Timothy Wilson Spencer? When I look at this picture, I see a methodical, calculated criminal that stole people's lives. And it's time for me to speak my truth on what I went through as a person, and being the brother of Timothy Wilson Spencer.